All right, we are live. We are live. And yours is tracking you. So is it recording? I'm going to record you.
You're in the whole office zone over there.
All right, so I'm going to go share it on Facebook and then I'll be back.
Oh, I'll just tell you.
What? Make sure I got your phone recording.
It does smart track.
Where that's another one. I don't know. I'm recording right now.
And I see you behind it because it keeps following me. So I'm lost. So are people watching you?
Okay, I need to.
Yeah, one person.
We'll see it pop up and they'll come in.
I've got a banner.
That one's recording, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
keep trying to
following.
look at it, but then it follows me.
Okay, hold on.
You better hurry up because as soon as he calls.
Man, no. You're bloody me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just got to make sure one thing that looked like when I was on YouTube over there, it had the banner up and it shouldn't have that. I just want to check one thing.
And GS2 Awards.
And Comics Imaging and Mando.
Okay, we're good.
Hey
All
everybody,
right, so at least you hear, I know we've got
There's
one or
two
two
viewers.
people that
Oh,
have popped on.
Blaze one.
Braden is
How do I
with
know
me
he's on?
and
If he needs to be told to sit, just tell him.
okay.
You had to get up at 1 a.m. to be here?
1:30.
Oh,
Close enough.
who took the man? He's happy. He's following me around.
What's the other dog's name?
Rocco.
Same type of dog?
No, kind of, but not really. He's like more greyhound looking than Mando. Yep. They have the same skin color, but his body is more greyhound.
When I go out there, James, people can probably hear me, but will you go over there and
Like a scrawny
see if
little
you can
dog.
hear the audio of us talking? I just want to make sure.
Sometimes Rocco can be a little sass. You know?
We should be going. What are y'all talking about?
But how Rocco's sometimes a little sus.
Okay, Reagan, it's recording, so.
Okay, he's a dog.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got good audio. Reagan, can you go inside and check the YouTube that's up and make sure the audio is coming through? I just want to make sure I'm getting the audio. Testing, making sure we get audio. Testing 1, 2, 3, making sure we got audio on our end. I got some people that are sitting here listening, but I want to make sure they can hear us. Testing 1, 2, 3. EJ Moon, can you hear us? Testing. All right, it should be working, but testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, we're rolling now. All right, so if those of you who jump in, great, you can watch real time. Otherwise, it's going to record and we will make some snippets for people later. So first of all, welcome back to the, hold on. Welcome back to the ranch. And you introduce yourself too.
Brandon Radovich from Iconics Imaging.
All right. So we
Brandon's
got
first time out.
first time at Pate Ranch, and he's excited because the cows are going to be walking through soon.
Limited time.
But
Cows.
anyway, Braden, introduce yourself a little bit.
So Braden Todd with GS2 Awards, and we are official Trotec laser distributor, and on top of all the GS2 Awards material supplies. And then we also distribute for Iconics Imaging. So basically everything you need from start to finish, we have all in one roof with the service and support to handle it.
Absolutely. And what we're doing today is just a little quick demo of what Braden does. If you order a machine, he'll come out and you set him up, right? Is that right?
Yep. So with us and Trotec, even if it's not in my territory, your rep will come out and then set up the machine, do training with you, guide you through all the steps, processes, the software, the machine maintenance and upkeep. So by tomorrow, you are up and running for your business.
And I think that's perfect. And I just want to say before we crack this baby open, because so many of us get machines, and if you're a brand new newbie, you really are a little nervous to touch things, right? I mean, you're like, this costs how much? And now I'm going to roll it and do all this. And so this really gets someone who's familiar with it and knows, you know, kind of the durability that it has when you're not a brand new person. And just get it set up and going. If there's any kinks, then you can fix it and get it going. And
100%.
that's what's awesome about that kind of concierge service. So
Yes.
it's very well worth it. I think this is like my 12th machine, just laser in and out. And Trotec's the only one that has had that kind of service in yourself. And it's very much worth it. It's hands down worth it.
You buy them to make money. So
That's
what we're
right.
supposed to do.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. You ready, Brandon? This is Brandon's first time with a laser, too. So everybody cheer him on.
Yeah, we might find some spiders in here because it's Pate Ranch's fault. And you're probably going to want tools, huh? What all are you going to need for this?
Should be all right for the most part. The crates and unboxing made to be simple for the customer. So right now we took off the lid, we took off the top brace, and then if you notice here we have these plastic locks that we'll just twist to unlock them, and then that will open up these pieces. Maybe.
And how long do you recommend someone keep the boxing for? Like, you know, just with anything, if there was like,
so when you get anything new, you know, you've got that first little bit of time just to make sure that everything's working right and where you want it to be. So I would say after you verify that it's running the way it should be, then generally you're all right to discard the packaging. We at GS2 like to keep our packaging though because we sell a lot of demo units and items out of the shop. So we keep it so that we can then pack it and then send it out for the next customer as well too if they buy the demo unit. All right. Does anybody have questions online or anything? So now,
as you're talking, one of the things that, you know, I've already unboxed one of these myself, and the one thing that stood out is that there is an actual ramp with this machine, which is nice because in the past with large lasers like this, you go, oh my goodness, I got to get it off that, right?
How am I supposed to do this? Yeah.
and in some cases, there's like fans and other things underneath there, and you got to get the fan out before you can get it out. But you see that how that ramp was nicely tucked in there, and it's got grooves, so it shows you which way it needs to go.
Yeah. So with this, we have an actual sidewall so that you know from left to right that this will keep the laser on track so that it doesn't slide off on you. And then part of the packaging too are these blocks that actually hold the laser up off of the wheels. So as it's being shipped, there's no damage that can happen from vibrations or the machine bouncing in transit. So now, Brandon, what we like to do is we're going to lift up one side of the machine, pull the blocks to set it down onto the crate, and then we'll just wheel it right off. I'm watching for spiders. I'm not really that slow.
Y'all are scared of the country spiders.
And
Get me to grab this one?
Yeah. Oh, my fingers are.
all right, so now that one's on the wheels. One spider's down.
I could see some mud daubers were coming in here.
Yeah. All right, and then just do the same here. Yep. Alicia, if you just push on that back wall, right on the back, so we don't run it right.
Yep.
off.
So that is a mud dauber. You were asking about it. See that?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And a spider to boot.
So now these ramps have a notch that will lock into the pallet so that it doesn't slide off with the machine. All right. Yeah. Actually, let's
Take off the.
pull this bag just so we don't get bound up on it.
Now, a little bit of what's going on. Trotec is starting to assemble these in the USA now, right?
That's correct, yeah. And some of our first units just came off the production line. Definitely some big moves being made with Trotec in US assembly. Oh.
One of the things that I think is nice about Trotec and yourself, GS2 Awards, is that y'all attend a lot of trade shows. And
Yes.
so if somebody really wanted to, and same for you with Iconics, you know, if you're going to make a big purchase like this, you might want to take a look at one and get your hands on it. And so
See what it does, yeah.
you can look at your events, upcoming events page on gstawards.com and see what shows that you're going to be at. And so you can get your hands on one and touch it and see and ask you personal questions.
And even
about
with the sandblasting now too. So we're doing a lot of sandblasting shows too. So you can see the laser equipment and the sandblast equipment all in one shot.
Perfect. You're going to be up in Dallas this week.
Yes, Dallas this week at Impressions. Was
Thursday,
that
Friday, Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday? And then I think the next one's going to be Pre-United in Florida.
And we're actually in the same booth in
Okay.
Dallas Impression. So if you are you in the area, want to stop by, Braden's going to be in the same booth as me. I'm going to be in the same
Perfect.
booth as
Where in
Braden.
Dallas is it? Do you know?
The K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center.
Okay. Perfect.
It's usually at the Dallas one, but they're upgrading, doing something.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Be perfect time to get out there. And it
Absolutely.
looks like brakes are on.
There you go.
Does it have brakes on all four or just the front?
Just the front two.
Okay. Perfect. All right. I'll
All right,
let you.
Brandon, you ready?
Yep, we're pushing.
So now he's going to push. All I'm going to do is just keep it on the ramp. Hopefully. There we go. And then I like to just kind of ease it down off the lip. What's crazy is from the shipping, the unboxing, all the moving, all of our optics, mirrors, lenses, still going to be in alignment too. So we don't even have to do a realignment on these. It's just so well built and so secure that it's not even something that we worry about.
I tell you, you know, if you've never bought a laser before, you have no idea how much value these ramps are.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I told Daryl, I said, that is a home run because
Yes.
I have had to put a pallet jack underneath
Absolutely.
lasers just to get it up. And then you get people and say, lift, turn. I mean, this is a no-brainer.
700 and 800 pounds that we just rolled off easily.
And do all
It's giving me more trouble.
so all the lasers come with pallet? I mean, with these ramps?
Except for the smaller tabletop size.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of our the 360, the 400, all your larger ones do have that ramp system just to make it easier for the customers. So we want it easy for everybody to unload, not get anything damaged or anybody hurt.
Yep. Yep. All right. First look at this. So you as an installer, what are you looking at?
So I don't know if anybody knows. As soon as we unwrapped it, I already did a walk around, just look for any dings, dents, rubs. Our lid camera is in place and not smashed down. The lid right now is set up, and that's because we have a foam insert that helps catch any kind of vibrations as it's in travel. So initially what I did was I was looking to ensure that that was still lifted as it's supposed to be. We had no rubs, no dents, no anything wrong. Whenever we pull out the glass underneath, so making sure that everything is still straight, squared, no rubs, scratches, or anything that's going to make anybody not happy on their nice, beautiful laser.
Perfect. And looking inside, it looks like this is where they've put, you know, some of the wiring, the plugs. There's probably some lenses and things in here.
All of your accessories and other items will come on the inside, except for the rotary, because the rotary is too heavy to be in here and could damage items. So Trotec does a great job at including a material samples kit as well. And then your personal toolbox with a power cord, Ethernet cord, lens cleaning options, and then any other accessories or lenses will be included in there as well. And then we also have another camera calibration mat that's in here if needed to recalibrate the lid camera at any given point during the machine's life too.
Perfect.
But everything's already been checked over by our techs and then shipped out. So we're basically unboxing a machine that we're going to plug in and start working with.
What type of unit testing or checks and things do they do at the
Everything. So they will pull it out, fire it up, power it up, check the camera system, check the alignment, check the clarity of the camera, check all major functions of the machine itself, and then do the final boxing of accessories and then check that off as well too, and then tag it for that customer to go out. So when you buy a laser, it's not just being pulled off the shelf and then sent out the door. We're actually going through it with technicians, making sure it's correct, making sure the order's right, and then going to the customer, because we don't want it's not something that you buy and then hope for the best.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We make sure from start to finish that the customer is taken care of.
So I'm gonna get a little technical, just because that's where I think we need to go and educate people a little bit more. So this machine, I've had an opportunity with the same size, but the 80 watt. Let's talk a little bit about the details behind it. So talk about the RF tube, what kind of tube it is, the wattage, and what's really sets this thing apart from just another RF tube machine.
So RF tube can mean a lot of things, and it's kind of used just as the buzzword at times.
Mm-hmm.
So RF is, in my easiest way, in my mind, it's one that you can adjust the frequency of your cutting on. So a glass tube is going to be glass. You have a water chiller for cooling, and then the frequency or pulses of the cut is standard. It's 100% on, and then that's it. With an RF tube, you can actually adjust that frequency. So by dialing it down, you don't char and overburn your wood, your leather, leatherettes. By increasing it, you can get a smooth, polished cut on acrylics and then actually fine-tune the machine for the process that it's to be used for. The big difference on our tubes is that they are a full ceramic core, so there are no metal components that are in touch with the CO2 gases. All metal components are on the outside because the interaction between the CO2 gases and metal degrades the gases over time. So everything's on the outside. The ceramic actually helps cool the tube faster and better. So then it basically ensures that the laser tube is going to last longer for its lifetime. The main things that will kill a laser tube are humidity and heat. So by having the ceramic tube, it dissipates that heat right off the bat. And then also why we say to have your machine in the temperature controlled area. So you control the humidity. You want it right at that 78-degree mark to not overheat the tube. Everything is air cooled. So if this is in a 90-degree room, you're basically using a hair dryer to cool it down, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's why you want that 78 max temp, and then to help cool the tube that way.
That's a good plug for there's a lot of people that have just their garage that they're doing stuff in, or one room. It's like, get the mini split.
Yes, mini split. That's why
it's not that expensive,
no,
right?
Not at all.
Yeah. And it reminds me of when I was learning and educating myself on UV printing. It's like, if you're comfortable, it's comfortable.
Yes.
So,
and I know other manufacturers do advertise a ceramic RF tube, but it is ceramic plated over metal as well. So it's an attempt to help with the cooling, but there's still the metal aspect and still the heating aspect too. So
let's talk. Yeah.
Deep dive into that.
Let's talk a little bit about the speed on these Speedy 400s.
Yes, they fly. So they run, the engraving speed on these is at 170 inches a second. So it is one of our faster machines until you get into our galvo-based systems. And our galvo systems will be a fiber, CO2 galvo, and even UV-based. But for your flatbed operating 170 inches a second on this, it just hauls. And we have a fully welded steel frame. So with this running 170 inches a second, you can hold the machine and not feel any vibrations coming through it, which to me on a build is huge, because if you feel vibration, the machine, the bolts, the lenses, the mirrors all feel vibration. Yep. And over time, it's going to loosen and come out of spec of where it should be. So I love that at a trade show, you can be leaning on the machine and not even realize it's running so fast because it's so well built.
Yeah, and it's quiet. My exposure with the 80 watt has been at this machine. It's a humming, flying baby, and it's just so quiet compared to some of the other ones that I've had experience with. Tell me a little bit about the camera system here. I know this is an upgrade, and it's not on all machines, but it's probably something that each person wants to kind of seriously think about adding, because for me, it's been hugely beneficial. But tell us about the technical aspects of it.
So the camera system is great. This is our VDP system. So it's a basically display and positioning camera. So if a customer brings in an odd shaped award or item and you don't have the outline for it, you don't have to worry about it because you can actually close the lid and then use the camera system to see that item and then orient the artwork on that and then send it to the machine. With our bed and Ruby software, whenever you lay out the artwork on there, it's built by the bed size versus where the artwork necessarily is. So when you center it on that art in the middle of the table, that's exactly where it's going to run. So you can know and trust that your art is going to be where it is supposed to be and that it's going to work properly. The other major thing with Trotec is that we have a harsh environment kit, which means everything is basically sealed from the elements of what's happening within the laser. Whenever Trotec first started developing lasers, it was to do stamp engraving and stamp making. That material, the dust, is very harsh on machines. So to combat that, it was built to make a harsh environment kit to keep all of that debris away from critical components. With that working so well, it just went through all of the lines. And so the Speedy 400 is equipped with it as well. So we have these flaps here that are going to stop everything from getting into where your Z-axis rails are going to be, the motor for the X-axis, and then also on the X-axis itself, your guide rail and bearings are all blocked with the belt in the system as well too. Keeps maintenance very simple to the point of keeping good housekeeping. So when you dust down your machine, you're removing that debris. With the belt system, I like to use a sponge brush, push this back just to create a little separation, and then run a damp sponge on the bottom and then come around on the top just to collect any dust or debris that could be right there before it even gets to your system.
Very nice. Very nice. It's definitely a well-built machine. Like I said, this is like my 5th brand. And so I'm starting to really be able to kind of get, good aperture on different tools, how they're built, the welds, the thickness of the metal, and
why it all matters.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
with the 400 as well, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we have a pass-through option too. So now we can remove the backside as well too, and then pass sheets all the way through the machine.
So with this lowered, it's not, I could lower the hood and it'll engrave. There's no sensors that need to be.
So we would put a class 4 activation system on this, or a kit on it. And then we would go through what a class system or a class 4 system is, how it's relevant to your safety, everybody else that's going to be in the room, and what that entails. And then once that's signed off on, we can do the class 4 kit. And then it comes with a light stack and the sensors needed to bypass everything to make it that true class 4 system. So your table would generally be raised up to about here, allowing for that sheet good to pass through.
I want to turn this. So let's go this way. And I want to talk about something that is, I did not know until I started running one of these. And it's a game. Well, yeah, exactly. It's a game changer. Is these exhaust systems. So I'm going to say it in Alicia's terms, and then you correct me. Basically, this top one, you've got two ports to pull out the exhaust. The top one, which it has a filter here, and so it's going to take it off the top of the material or the top of the bed. And this bottom one, which is it's more like a vacuum system for a vacuum table.
Correct.
Okay. And what I've noticed is if you have it optimized where you've got the down and the top pulling as it should, the cuts are cleaner. You can go a little faster. It just looks much better results.
100%.
100%. That's a game changer. No one really talks about that much. That is a big deal.
The biggest thing for me is fume evacuation too. So process with lasers, my engraving company, we had that for 17 plus years. In running thick acrylics, thin acrylics, wood, everything you can imagine, the biggest cause of a flame up that I ever saw was that your fumes were not evacuated properly. So as soon as it's gathering in the top or on the bottom, wherever it may gather, the fumes ignite, and then that passes in the material that then ignites, creating the larger fire. That's a problem.
Yeah.
I love the downdraft because it's drawing your fumes straight down through the cut and out. So you're not only evacuating anything that would gather below the sheet, but then also pulling more so that it's not gathering on top of the sheet for a top flame to happen as well. It's huge. And like you said, as far as the cleanliness, we're not going to have debris and smoke that's now rolling over the top. So if you're doing patches, leatherettes, all of that smoke is coming over the top unless you have that downdraft. Then it's going to suck it straight down through and not add residual debris and dust to the top surface that then has to get cleaned off in a post-process. Another employee lost cost.
That's why, if you're in a group or on YouTube and you're seeing someone running a Trotec and you see that they've got either sheets or something around That's what they're doing. They're fencing
Yes.
off that vacuum table so that it performs to its optimum level.
100%. Yeah. So we have they're basically 1/2-inch cells in our bed. And by blocking off anything extra around the sheet, we're directing all of the airflow to our sheet. So then when the cut happens, all that airflow that's being redirected is going straight through that cut right then and there. The other great perk is that leatherette works, real wood works. It's just a natural part of the material. With the vacuum bed, it actually sucks it down flat for you. And you want to make sure whatever you put it on, that you have enough CFMs to draw it out correctly. I've seen some folks trying to use inline fans that they're great for greenhouses and odors, but they don't draw enough actual CFMs to clear fumes and smoke. So I always tell people that if you're not buying a BOFA system off of us or something else that we can control those CFMs high enough to ensure what you put in place has enough CFMs to meet the warranty specs that we have, to ensure you're not harming anything on the laser, the warranty and longevity, but then also to clear out as many fumes as possible. More fume evacuation is better than not enough at any given point. So if you can go more, definitely go more.
All right, so let's do another spin, and then we'll just have a few more questions for me, but I just wanted to show the front. Tell me a little bit about the space on this guy. What are my dimensions, X, Y, and Z?
So we've got a 40 by 24 bed size. And then the Z, I believe, is at right around 11.87 inches down. And then our rotary system that you can put in as well. What's unique about our rotaries is that it's a cone style system. And then each rotary actually changes its size by the laser model. So the bigger the bed you have, the bigger the rotary, which then entails that you can take cups like JDS's 20-ounce polar camels. You can put a silicone sleeve on the bottom and then stack the cups inside of themselves, put it on the rotary and run 4 cups at a time. So your original 2-minute engrave time can go down to like 1 minute and 20 seconds.
That's nice.
And then it's really about efficiency and turning work to make profits, because we get paid by what goes through the machine.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure everything that goes through this goes through as efficiently and as well as possible. So from material settings, guidance, setup, that's why we're here, and to ensure it's doing its job 100% for you.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great machine, and we just did a live unboxing, and
Easy as that.
easy to roll out. Again, appreciate you coming out today,
Oh, my
and
pleasure.
I'm looking forward to getting this guy going. And what we're going to do is we're going to end this live stream and then get it moved over into the shop where we have AC, where we're happy and it'll be happy, and fire this thing up. We did put in a new line. What about power requirements for this guy?
So on our 80 watts, it goes on a standard 110, 120 outlet, uses a NEMA 520p plug. Once you go into a 120 watt system, then that's when you come in with a 220 line, and then the plug does change there. So if you're considering a 120 watt system, that will require looking at your electrical, making sure that you have the correct outlet for it and power. And then also, even with the 80 watt, my biggest thing is I always want to ensure my laser is on its own 20 amp circuit. So if you've got a dust collector, fume filtration, whatever else is running there, if a breaker goes, I would rather that go than the laser, because you can pause the laser and then pick up later. But if the entire laser shuts down, then we can lose that job that we're working on. And the way our luck is, it would be something that's a one-off.
Yeah, and what I learned from experience of talking with other makers, when they do put multiple things on a single circuit, they're seeing a dip in performance because other things are pulling on it.
Yeah.
So they're like,
sacrificing.
why am I not able to cut through this? And it's like, well, because you have a compressor and everything else on there. So
And a hair dryer and a toaster.
yeah,
running
exactly, in the freezer or whatever. So anyway, any closing comments on the unboxing?
They're made to be easy. Really, one person can do it, and I use the RAM, so everything that we needed to unbox this came in that crate. It's just that simple and made to be easy for the customer.
No, notice I was almost going into my toolkit to get a hammer and a a vice thing or whatever it's called, and a crowbar, and we didn't need it.
Nope, didn't need
Right.
anything.
So how can they get a hold of you and ask more questions on this?
So GS2Awards.com, on Facebook, GS2 Awards, and then we also have our Facebook group for any help, support around laser engraving, sandblasting, UV printing, and that's Laser Engraving Tips and Tricks by GS2 Awards. We're also on the Laser Lounge,
That's
all
right.
over the place. Country Porch Swing
Yep.
is also another favorite hangout of ours, and every trade show you can imagine, we try to be there. But always, and if you need a machine, you want a machine, whatever happens, if you need help with the machine, reach out. I'll get you my cell number, and then we can just make sure you're up and running.
All right. Thanks, guys. And thanks for coming in. And we're going to get this
Thank you.
moved over. And we'll film some snippets of the software install and getting it connected. Probably won't go live unless you want to, but we'll just get some content and then we'll put it up on the GS2 Awards site so that people
We
can.
also have a YouTube. Imagine.
Yeah, we
imagine
need to
that.
load that up to the YouTube. Anyway, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.